I'm not signed, I don't have a team, but I've used AvidPlay, DistroKid, CD Baby, and Symphonic for distribution. I learned real fast who actually works for independent artists and who doesn't. Let me save you some time. And keep in mind, I'm still independent. It's not a theory, I've lived this and it's from my actual experience. Initially, I started off using CD Baby because it was just super easy to use. I think I found them on the Apple website. But anyways, by the way, there are preferred distributors and then there are distributors. So Apple and Spotify have preferred distributors like Symphonic. That's a big note to make right there. So I'm just going to leave that and let that sit. You can do with that information what you will, but there's also a list of other distributors that I haven't used that are on that list as well. I think TuneCore is also one of them. DistroKid is not, CD Baby is not, and neither is AvidPlay. But Symphonic is preferred, and it shows on the Apple website what the perks of that are. Most notably, it says things like they support motion artwork for their, at least Apple's website, and also like Dolby Atmos distribution. But the thing is there's other companies that also do that are not a part of that list, like AvidPlay, for instance. Way better cost-effective way of distributing your music and getting your music out into the world on those major platforms and being able to say, I didn't spend that much money, really. You know what I mean? That's what I've been using. I would recommend them if you are an independent artist and you don't have a big budget, because I only paid $50 for an entire year of unlimited amounts of releases, and it's worked in my favor thus far. Every single time I upload, I'm able to upload. If you're able to upload motion artwork, it's available to do that, even though they're not a preferred distributor. Keep in mind, when I say preferred, that's a very big word to use, and I feel like, basically, I use AvidPlay, and there was times when AvidPlay wasn't the ideal way of doing it, for me at least, because my big thing is YouTube itself, and they weren't partners with YouTube for a long time, but just recently in December they became partners, so all my music is now on YouTube Music. Check that out, link in the description. Anyways, but yeah, so they offer Dolby Atmos distribution, unlimited amount. That's for the $50. They also have other tiers as well. I believe the starting price for Symphonic distribution is $20 a year. It's $50 every time you want a new motion artwork, and it's, I believe, $25 per Dolby Atmos track. I've never done either of those things with that company, but I have released a song. They're a lot more thorough, I would say, and I would also say that they're a good way to get yourself in front of people because of the amount of resources they offer to the artists. There are different tiers you can go with, and I believe you can even get accepted into a specific partnership type of deal where they handle the playlisting and all that type of stuff or whatever. But generally speaking, the preferred thing is a really big deal, but I still don't use Symphonic very often. I've only used it once, but I didn't see a significant difference with them, but I did very notably say that they completely get all your analytics. They ask every question you could think of. They even get your ID, your photo ID on there, so that way they can make sure that you're a real person. They ask questions like, if you wanted to, you could put the name of the song in other languages or whatever, so that way it could reach a more broader audience. I think that's so cool. So Symphonic is a good way of doing it, but I use AvidPlay because that's like $75 for one. If I just wanted to make a single and I wanted a Dolby Atmos version of it and I wanted there to be a motion artwork on Apple Music, it would be $75. That's too much money. So I pay $50 a year with AvidPlay, and they go to all the major platforms. I will say it's not as curated to support individuals with success, you know what I mean? It's more of a general way of doing it, but Avid is a really big company and they make things like Pro Tools. Good way of doing it for sure. I wouldn't recommend Well, I would recommend CD Baby if you are the type of artist that wants your stuff online forever and you don't want to spend money every year to keep it online and everything like that. You pay a set fee, it's on there forever, and that's just how they do things. That's how they run their show. So, you know, it's really just up to the artist. But yeah, I would recommend CD Baby if you want it for a long period of time, you know. And you don't ever want it to be taken down, because there are places like Avid Play or, you know, Symphonic Distribution or even DistroKid. All three of the other ones I've used, you know, CD Baby's the only one that kind of just comes with that. But you know, there's other ways of doing that. Like, I know that DistroKid offers a way of doing it, but it's like $29 per track or something like that. I don't know, or per release. I don't know. That's kind of crazy talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, you end up spending $25 a track for Dolby Atmos. They don't offer motion artwork support at all. They're not preferred. They're not. You know what I mean? Like, so, but there is a huge channel of people that use that platform. So they have their own playlists and things like that on Spotify and things like that. It's a lot easier whenever you use them, because, like, for instance, I just did a collaboration with my friend Harris, DJ Harris. Look him up, link in the description, or link also to our song that we made. But it was really easy for us to collaborate on that and have both of our names on it, because we're both using DistroKid, and they have a service where it's just very easy to just type in everybody's credentials, you know what I mean, if you're on there. So it makes it easier for the split sharing of the rights to this music and things like that, if you want to collaborate with other people. I'm not going to recommend any of them other than Symphonic. I would recommend Avid Play for somebody that doesn't want to spend a lot of money on distribution. If you have a lot of money for distribution and you have a lot of money for marketing, perfect, go with Symphonic. But I would personally, you know, with my situation being that I don't have that much money, I use Avid Play, and I think that they're a really good option. You just have to figure it out, you know what I mean? Like, their support isn't like grade A, but you know, like, for $50 a year as opposed to $75 a track, you know what I mean? Like, you can't beat that. And also, yeah, you just can't beat that, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I record all my music in my bathroom. I love recording music, and I love singing, and I love doing all that stuff. And I know there's so many indie artists out there that are doing the exact same, you know, thing as me. You know, they're just at their house and they've built their own, like, studio, I guess you could call it. You know, I don't even record in this room. It's so funny. But, you know, I just felt like it would be helpful to make a video talking about this, you know, thing about the distribution stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've used all four of those companies, and I think that they're all good in their own way for their own purpose. You know what I mean? But obviously, it's good to know these things for sure. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. If you like this video, subscribe for more content. You know, like the video, comment down below. Thank you for watching, y'all. Have a nice day. I hope this saved you some time, and I hope you gained some clarity on the situation at hand. I'm not going to get into all the other stuff about what's going on with Spotify. I watched this, I forgot her name, but she's like, I think her YouTube's called The Music Attorney or something like that, like Top Music Attorney, something like that. She's so cool. I like her. She's got like a red streak in her hair or whatever. She's the coolest. But she talks all about like all the like really interesting like legal stuff going on within the music industry. I also watch Kara, Karra. I love her. She's so cool too. But I think I'm going to start making a lot more videos like this. So subscribe for more content. I've also made videos on Dolby Atmos distribution, so you can find those on my channel in the courses section. I have a whole course on how to make Dolby Atmos music if you have Logic Pro. So check those out if you're interested in that. Anyways, bye guys.